If there's one thing you know about sloths, it's that they're, well, slow.
And I just end up putting things off because I'm scared to deal with them. So guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I've been good. I haven't done like a sit down and talk for a while, and I just kind of wanted to do that today. I haven't really been updating you about like why was I in art school and then suddenly I'm in China and then suddenly I'm back home. Like basically, I'm not in art school. It was only a summer program. So it was a 2-month program where it was like 9 to 5. And it was a portfolio builder class to get into animation school. And through that time in Toronto doing art school, figuring out if animation was it, the more I realized that it was not it. So for example, everyone I talked to about the animation program absolutely loved it, absolutely loved their jobs, but there's just not a need anymore for it as badly as, you know, people are trying to get in. And it was kind of like this aha moment where it was like, did it really matter to me whether or not I went down this route to go back to school, get an animation degree? And I just felt like at the end of the day, it wasn't really about animation. It was about doing something that I truly wanted to dedicate my life to. And all in all, I would say that if I could do anything with my life, I feel like it would be art. I feel like it would be drawing and learning how to just do art. So for example, if money wasn't an issue, I think I would just be in art school like every day. Like I think that would be just something that I would love to do. But when I bring myself back to reality, that's just not the case. The job market is something that you need to take into consideration, and it just wasn't looking, you know, right for me after having lots of conversations with people who graduated from the school that I really wanted to go to. So I needed to kind of explain that for a bit. So I'm not in art school anymore, and took some time, you know, with my family in China, just because my grandfather has Alzheimer's and I really wanted to spend some more time with him, because the last time I was in China was like 2015. So literally 10 years ago. So yeah, it was really good. It was like healing. And now it's kind of like, what now, you know? And I kind of had to wrestle with the fact that, you know, I wasn't going to go back to school for animation and be like, oh man, that really sucks, because I really, really wanted to learn just how to do art and be a part of that space. But I don't think I can financially right now. And although like my mother, super nice, but she has been like, you know, I'll pay for your school, like I'll help you out. But ultimately, I just don't think that's the move right now. I think the move is to be a little bit more financially responsible and get a job and pay off my student loans, which I haven't yet, and then kind of go from there. I'm very happy to announce that I have been job searching, and I just recently started a new job literally last week. So praise the Lord for making my job search like pretty smooth and easy. I think I only applied to like 30 places online, and then I had an interview and I got accepted like really quickly. And once again, it took a lot of no's for this yes. Like I had to say no to a lot of different things. Like For example, I'm currently just trying to transition my career into something marketing related because I do feel like my strengths kind of lie in that area rather than like numbers and crunching numbers. And so I feel like from like accounting to animation, a good in between is actually marketing, and it kind of actually checks a lot of my boxes for the skills I want to develop. And it's kind of in between that, like, not purely art, but like kind of more like strategy. And so I definitely want to be in that space. Okay, apologize for the long yap about myself. I don't even think you care that much about like what I'm doing, but I just had to get that out of the way. I wanted to talk about this thing that's lately been on my heart, is just this idea of kind of being like this soul that kind of just goes to work, does what they have to do, go home, feed their dog or whatever, and just start all over the next day. And I feel like a lot of us are trying to search for meaning now, because a lot of times life can feel like that cycle where it's just like you just do the same thing day in and day out. You're not really being challenged. And life is just feeling like it's a simulation, It's just like, how do you break free from that? How do you like get out of the fact that it's just going to be like work, eat, sleep, game, whatever, and then like have a 2-week vacation every year? And so lately I've been thinking about this idea of like sloth and what it means, and how it kind of embodies like itself, not just physically, but mentally, because a lot of us, I'd say, like, we're doing all the right things, like we have a job, we're like going to the gym, but there's still something missing. And the real missing thing is that you need Jesus. But beyond that, like, what does sloth mean mentally? I've been on Lake Point Church's sermons. There's this amazing sermon about spiritual apathy. What it talks about is that not only is the world facing so many distractions today, like, for example, social media and games, whatever, it feels like a lot of people don't know what they're supposed to do with their life. And so we're setting so many goals for ourselves, and we're running a race, but we're running in the wrong direction. And that was kind of the reason why I, finished my teaching journey in Korea, is because I realized I'm running the race in the wrong direction. And to find that direction.
You just think sloth is inactivity. Sloth is not always just inactivity. Let me give you another image of sloth, all right? Finish line's there, starting line's here. Here's what sloth can sometimes look like. Okay, 3, 2, 1, gun goes off, run as fast as you can in the other way. Sometimes sloth looks like activity, busyness, aggression in the wrong direction. The Apostle Paul said this in 1 Corinthians 9. By the way, the Apostle Paul conquered sloth. This dude knew how to grind for the purposes of God. And this is what he said in 1 Corinthians 9. He said, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize." And then he finishes by saying, "Therefore I do not run like somebody running aimlessly." You can be running 1,000 miles per hour in the wrong direction. Sloth.
Sloth actually derives from this kind of term called acedia. And what acedia is that this kind of like apathy towards life. And it is, in essence, it's this failure to be who God called you to be, or failure to fulfill your life's purpose or calling. I feel a lot of us can feel that way. It's like, in your gut, if you are in the right place, in the right time. And sometimes it's really unclear to us. if we are just like filling our days with distracting things. But if you really look deep and dig deep, like, are we really in our full calling and potential that like God has set before us? And a lot of times we'll find that not every open door is a open door that is good for you. Sometimes there's a lot of open doors that will be just distractions and just take your time and energy off of what is good and what is supposed to be for you. And so the faster that we get to say no to all these distractions and discern what is good for us, the better that we will be in running the race towards our purpose. The physical idleness, I'm going to read out this vocabulary definition of acedia. Acedia is a state of apathy or dissatisfaction with one's life. Ever felt so sluggish and indifferent that you couldn't bring yourself to care about anything? That heavy feeling is sometimes called acedia. And it's almost kind of just this like lack of care or negligence. Basically, boredom, intense boredom, restlessness, desire to abandon one's spiritual vocation. So it's much deeper than just physical laziness. In more modern contexts, acedia may describe any overwhelming feeling of existential emptiness or purposelessness. And so my personal belief is that, of course, a lot of people are running on empty because we don't have God in our lives and we don't know Him enough to be fully joyous in our heart and spirit at all times. And I was talking to a friend the other day who just got a demotion at work. Like, her company is, I guess, restructuring, and she's worked a long time to get to where she is, and now she has to be put into this lower role, and she's like very upset, and so she's trying to find other jobs right now. And a lot of us strive to look important and have status, to our friends and family, to the world, but when I remember Jesus's beginnings, He was born in a manger, right? Like in a pig's pen, in a trough, like how low of a place did God put Him in the beginning, and for us to kind of like always be chasing, this next thing and never being satisfied, just kind of like this human nature of like working hard and making lots of money, trying to make more money, and just buying, the latest iPhone. Okay, and I'm super guilty of this because I was literally just looking into AI glasses and about to like drop like $500 on like the Meta Ray-Bans or whatever. I tried it and low-key, it's not good, bro. It's like so mid. I feel like all of us are chasing something knowing that once we get it, we're not going to be satisfied. And that's because you're chasing the wrong thing. The only thing that we should be chasing is God and Jesus and His love, and everything else in this world is going to go away one day, and it's not going to matter. A lot of us failing to realize this get stuck in this endless loop. And right now, like all this stuff where like I'm trying to clean my room. That is so overdue. I have so much stuff that I brought in from Vancouver, from Korea, and it's kind of just like piled up in this one room. And I'm just trying to slowly get rid of it. And it is a poison to have so much stuff, and
I forced my mom to spend like almost $100 on like these little perfumes. Oh my God.
My battery's about to die. I think that's a good place to end it, to be honest. Thank you so much for listening. If this did anything for you, please just give this video a like. It pushes it out to more people, and hit subscribe. That would be amazing. But yeah, I think I gotta go now. But I will catch you in my next video. It's going to be really exciting. Sneak a peek. I'm creating a product and so you might be able to get my product eventually. So that would be super cool. But yeah, thanks for listening. And once again, I hope you have an amazing week. Yeah. Goodbye, guys. Take care.